Hello everyone, welcome to one more video. I am so glad to see you here. I hope you're doing well and feeling inspired. Today I wanted to talk to you about your invisible loyalties and their visible consequences in your life. The invisible loyalties are a concept that comes from systemic therapy, and it was integrated into the Family Constellations work developed by Bert Hellinger. So, what are the invisible loyalties? Simply put, they are unconscious bond that connects us to our family system and to our ancestors. They are like the secret agreements that we have that limit our lives, and even when we are not conscious of them. And that happens because invisible loyalties are always unconscious, right? They are like emotional debts and obligations passed down through generations within the family. So these unspoken rules and allegiances, they can dictate behaviors, sometimes causing self-sabotage as people try to balance this invisible ledger of fairness and obligations within this family system. So, the invisible loyalties, they represent a metaphorical system of accounting, tracking sacrifices, obligations, and unspoken rules within a family system. So, the idea here is that a family has emotional debts and obligations that its members are not aware of. By the way, are you enjoying this content? If you are, remember to like and subscribe. You can help me to grow this channel and then more people can have access to this content. Thank you for your help. I appreciate that. So, the invisible loyalties have a great impact on the family members and their relationships, and they can lead to a lot of guilt, confusion, especially regarding a person's role in this family, self sabotage, and unhealthy relational patterns. And this happens as an attempt to protect the emotional bonds of people in this family, right? So every family system wants to keep balance and belonging. This is a necessity of the system. And when a person is excluded or lived a difficult fate, one of the descendants in future generations can become loyal to this excluded person unconsciously, right? So, what are the visible consequences of your invisible loyalties? So let's see. Number one, it could be the repetition of a difficult fate. So a person can repeat patterns of disease, accidents, failures, or any kind of negative pattern, death from an ancestors, right? So for instance, it is as if this person is saying unconsciously, I will pay for you, right? So, for example, a grandfather failed financially, and 2 generations later, his grandchild takes upon herself to fail as well. By losing money, because there is an identification here with this ancestor, with the grandfather, right? There is an entanglement in there. Number two, self sabotage, difficulty being happy and fulfilled. So a person can limit herself in her professional and emotional life, so she won't be better than her ancestors. Unconsciously, this person feels like I cannot be better than them, or I cannot have more than what they had in the past, right? So, for example, a person avoids to prosper because her ancestors lived in poverty, or a person doesn't allow herself to be happy in a romantic relationship because her female lineage, her mother, grandmother, great grandmother, they suffered violence in the hands of men, right? It was very common in the past. It is still, but in the past it was even worse. So this woman having all these traumas that she inherited, she's not going to be able to be happy in a relationship because she's connected, she's bonded to this female lineage she has. So, number three, unconscious guilt. Sometimes disloyalty causes a feeling of guilt, and this has no apparent cause. And it is as if it was wrong to be well, and if other people in the family suffered or if they were excluded, you know, it is like this guilt, and it will weigh heavy on this person's life, and it will cause difficulties in all areas of life, right? So for example, something very good is happening to this person in any area of life, and this person has a strong difficulty receiving these gifts or experiencing this happiness because there is always that guilt, and this person does not know necessarily why I'm feeling so guilty, why I'm feeling so unhappy about the situation that is so good and is coming to me, right? So this is unconscious as well. So number four, conflicts and repetition in relationships. So romantic relationships could carry tensions that do not belong to this couple, right? Because it comes from fates that were not resolved in past generations. So, for example, when a spouse is very angry with the other spouse, right? You have this couple and the woman is very angry with this man, or vice versa. The man is very angry with this woman. There's a lot of anger, a lot of tension. So, this could be happening from an unconscious bond with an ancestor. So this spouse is angry with the other, not because of the other necessarily, but because there is an unconscious attachment, an unconscious bond from this person with an ancestor, right? So if the invisible loyalties are not seen and resolved, they will be passed down to the next generations. And that's how we inherit a lot of transgenerational traumas and entanglements. So the solution for this problem is to make the invisible loyalties visible, right? And we can do that through the works we do in the family constellations. So there is always a way to make life lighter and happier by, bringing to light what is unconscious, what is hidden inside this family system. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. Thanks for watching, and until the next one.